Now, the most important quality that men need in 2026. Now, let's speak on it here. Men, discipline. But I want you to ask yourself, right? Why do you want to be more disciplined? What do you think that you will be able to get or achieve or become if you're more disciplined? Now, truly ask yourself that. Because what you need to know now is when you're disciplined, this means that you can take persistent action continuously, regardless on how you feel. You're in a position where you say to yourself, right, today I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Tomorrow I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And you do it and you follow through. But discipline, or what people don't speak enough about, is you do something that you don't want to do or you cannot be arsed doing. Now, when you're growing as a man and you're developing, right, and you have your goal and you're fucking locked in 120%, okay? Now, really understand this. Now, men, you're here, okay? And you want to go all the way up here to the goal. Now, for a second, do you think that's going to be smooth sailing? I tell you it's not. Now, from my experience in my life and the things that I've been through and the men that I've worked with, it's never a straight line to that success. There's going to be times that your bills are going to be funny. There's going to be times where you're going to have to cut people off. Relationships aren't working. Unexpected shit just comes into your life and happens. And all of a sudden, you're backed up completely. Now, it's at that moment, right, where your discipline counts the most. And it's that moment you find out exactly who the fuck you are. When life comes down smashing onto you, you're left with your qualities, your traits, and the man that you are. Now, discipline is built for stepping up towards your goal, right? Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Now, men, you need to understand what I'm saying here. Right now, I know you have a fucking goal. I know you want more. I know you want to be more. But right now, you have a circumstance that's in your way. It's holding you back. It's telling you that you cannot get by it. Again, maybe your money's not in the place you want it to be. Maybe the relationship you're currently in isn't working. Maybe you want to move to a new field in your industry. But there's something in your life right now that's stopping you from executing on the daily action steps that you know that have to be done. Now, man, I'm going to be real with you. You're not disciplined at the moment. You think you're disciplined, but you're not. Because disciplined men are the men that have failed many times. They've learned, they've gathered the data, and they understand that discipline is truly built and tested when life is tough. And it's when life is tough that it builds the warrior within, the fighter. And that's when you'll find out truly what it is you're made of. Because this issue is that you're having right now is on your good days where everything's flowing. You're able to do what you want, take the action steps you need to take, go out on the early morning runs, go to the gym when you said you're going to go to the gym, prep your food, do everything that you know that you want to do. But as soon as life smacks you in the face, you fall off the consistency. Now, how are you going to tell me that that's discipline? That isn't discipline. Discipline is showing up consistently, regardless on what is happening. Now, there is going to be times you will have to adapt. You'll have to change your plan, right? Because we're not rigid with our plans. We adapt. We're able to understand what's happening now and make the changes that we need to make. But at the end of the day, that's what self-discipline is. Now, in 2026, men, right? If you can really lock on to that mindset, what can you build in your business, with your wealth, your money, right? Your health, and overall, your results. If you understand now that discipline is on 24/7, that it's constantly there, ready to be tapped into at a moment's notice. There will always be a circumstance that happens or that comes up that's unexpected. Why? Because that's life. That's the way life operates, that's the way life moves, and that's the way it is. You ain't going to change that. But what you can change in the process, right, and this is where you start to see results in all areas of your life, not just your health and fitness, right, is with your attitude, okay? A positive mental attitude. Now, what I don't mean is you're not walking around happy all the time and ecstatic and laughing, fucking giggling all the time, right? But what I mean is how you truly think up here on a consistent basis, how you truly view yourself, the thoughts that you're thinking, the beliefs that you're feeding every day. Are they positive? Are they negative? Are they serving the man you want to be? Are you constantly holding yourself back when things don't go your way? Are you constantly self-sabotaging yourself when you're about to attain success? Men, if you develop your attitude, your positive mental attitude, and you do this by understanding your potential, understand exactly who you are, and understand the vision and why you're here, then you can conquer anything. And it doesn't matter what circumstance presents itself, you'll be able to walk through it and feel unstoppable. And when you continually do that, and you're growing and developing towards the goal that you're speaking about, then you'll succeed and you will achieve that goal. Okay? Because for us to get there, we don't actually know what's in between that gap. The only thing that you know and that I know is that you have the potential in you to accomplish that goal. Life is going to put things in between that gap. But the way that you want to think and the way you want to act is that goal is going to happen. That desire that you have, the man you want to be, the vision that you're trying to execute on a daily basis, that's going to happen. But things are going to happen in life that are going to cause the transition, the growth of that development for you achieving that goal. Now, you don't know what's going to happen in that middle, but you know the steps that you have to take to bridge that gap, because you're not going to magically wake up one day and be there. You're going to have to put action in to get there, followed by the PMA, okay? Your positive mental attitude and belief. And develop the fighter within, because you're going to have to fight for what you want day in and day out, okay? I've said this before in many videos, we don't get a free ride in this life, okay? We don't get things handed to us. You're going to have to work for what it is that you want, and you can enjoy the whole process if you have the correct mindset, okay? And even though life can be challenging, it can be easy for you. Now, I'll say that again, even though life can be challenging, it can be easy for you, meaning and depending on the mindset that you have along your journey. Now, if you utilise the information that we spoke on today and you realise the reality of it, and I'm not talking about the false reality